Today, I'm going to tell you a true story about a patient of mine who was a 78-year-old man who'd used a walking stick for 2 years. He'd slowly felt his mobility slip away and he was worried about losing independence. But with just 12 weeks of work with us at my clinic, he'd ditched the walking stick and he was walking confidently again. So I'm going to tell you a bit about my patient and then I'll show you exactly how we did it. So he was 78 years old, he'd used a walking stick for 2 years, but he was feeling less confident on his feet, his legs felt weak, and he just wasn't enjoying going out of the house anymore. He said he felt like he was being confined to his house just because he was afraid of falling over when he went out. When he came in to see me, I asked him what his #1 goal was, and he said it's just to get rid of that walking stick. He didn't want to have to use it, he hated it. So that's exactly what we did in just 12 weeks. So I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. Let me give you the exercises now, but before I do, I just need to make you aware they're not suitable for everyone, and please do avoid any of the ones that cause you pain. So we had 4 different challenges to overcome to help my patient walk better again. And the first was to reduce stiffness. Now he came in with quite a stiff knee. It wasn't especially painful, but it just didn't move very well. So here is the first thing we did. I got him to sit at home up against the backrest of his sofa and take a pillow, fold it over like this and tuck it underneath his foot there. So we had a nice gap between the back of his knee and the sofa, okay? And the issue with him was he had very limited knee extension. So when he was relaxing, his knee basically popped up like that. It didn't have the ability to go straight. And if you can't get your knee straight, you really can't walk very well. So the first thing we did, whenever he was sat down, is I just got him to put his hands above his knee like this and just gently help gravity to straighten his knee out. Looks very, very simple, but really does make a difference to knee extension if you do it regularly. So I was asking him to just do this a few times a day, maybe 1 to 2 minutes of work each time. And over just a few weeks, his knee extension really improved. He got it to almost flat from about 20 degrees short of flat in just a couple of weeks. So once we'd done that, we worked on the opposite movement, which was flexion. Now he had problems getting his knee up past 110 degrees. So he wasn't very mobile when it came to bending his knee. So what I did instead was the same position, take a towel like this, wrap it around the front of the shin when he's in this sitting position and just pull the leg up and then relax back down. Now in this position, you're just pulling up to the start of stiffness, not right up into pain. You want stiffness to hit there, just go about 1 inch beyond and then come away. And over time, that stiffness limit comes later and later and later, and he was able to get his knee to 130 degrees of bend. So he gained 20 degrees in just a couple of weeks of work. So that was our first step to improve his knee stiffness. And if you're suffering with stiffness anywhere in the body and you want to improve your mobility, one of the best things you can do is sign up for my lifelong mobility program. We've got videos showing you how to do that for every joint in the body. And if you want to sign up, there's details of it in the description box below. The next thing we did with my patient was to help him build up some strength in his quads and in his hip muscles, the glutes. And this is exactly what we did. I got him, first of all, to just do a couple of bed exercises to rebuild the strength before we got him on his feet. So I had him lie down like this with one leg straight, the one to be worked, the other one bent, and the back flattens just to support that lower back. He pulled the toes up towards him and then lift the leg like this into a straight leg raise and then slowly back down. And the nice thing about the straight leg raise is it works the muscles at the front of the thigh, so it will work your quads, especially your rectus femoris, which is also a hip muscle, and this will really help with walking stability. So I got him to do this to the point of fatigue, probably about 20 repetitions he was doing by the end of it. And then obviously he did the other side as well for something similar. After that, we added something to strengthen the glutes. So I got him doing a bridge. And the bridge looks like this. You bring your feet as far up towards your bottom as you can, flatten the lower back, push through the heels and lift, and then squeeze the buttocks at the top and then slowly come back down. Now, because he was quite stiff and a little bit weak, at first these exercises were very challenging, but after just a few weeks of practice, they were much, much easier. So if you're getting started and you're thinking, gosh, these exercises are actually quite tough for me, or I feel a bit more shaky than I thought I would, don't worry, you will improve over time. So I got him doing between 10 and 20 reps to begin with, 3 sets of each day, and then we moved on to our next phase of his rehab. And by the way, if you're enjoying this routine so far and you want to get more like it, the best thing you can do is subscribe to the channel. So hit the subscribe button. You'll be the first to hear about our new videos when they come out, and it helps our channel to grow as well. So thank you so much. The third challenge we had to work on with my patient was to help him regain strength and confidence on his feet. Yes, he was gaining leg strength, but he still felt unsteady, which is where this next round of exercises came in. So the next thing we did was give him some mini squats, which are very easy to do, just like this, standing with feet about hip width apart and then dropping down 6 inches by sticking the bottom out and bending the knees and coming back up. And we did somewhere in the region of 10 to 20 of these in a row, 3 sets a day, until he felt he can do it without holding on, and he didn't feel like he was losing his confidence doing it. He felt like he was stable. He didn't feel like he was going to wobble or fall. When that became too easy, we progressed him to a sit to stand. So with that, all we did was turn the chair around, position him like this, so he was sat on the edge of the chair, hands out the way, and then nose over toes and up, and then really slowly coming back down to the chair like that. And again, we worked in sets of about 10 all the way up to kind of 15 in a row with that really slow descent back to the chair. At first, he was quite nervous doing this, so I got him to stand up, then take a step back just so he could feel the chair seat and the backs of his legs. So he knew there was something behind him, so we didn't have to put his hands out to save him. Now, if you can't do this without using your hands, just start where you are today. You can use your hands today, and as you get stronger, you'll find that you won't need to use them anymore. So please don't get disheartened if you can't do it as well as I can the first time you try. After about 6 to 8 weeks of practice, he was getting much stronger, so we added in some resistance. Now, we actually used a bag filled up with books, which was totally fine. If you've got a dumbbell like this lying around at home, then you can use that. And all you do is hold it with your palms facing up into your chest like this and repeat the same exercise. So you're going forward and up, nose over toes to stand, and then stick the bottom out, bend the knees, keeping that weight into your chest. Again, working sets of 10 to 20 in a row works really, really well for this, a couple of times a day. And then I'll show you how we solved the final challenge. The final challenge we had to solve for my patient was his balance while walking. Remember, he was using a stick. He'd used it for ages, so it was difficult to get rid of that stick without building up that confidence on his feet. And we did that by working on his walking balance. So the first thing I got him to do was position himself at home like this. So he had a wall on one side of his body. I got him to get rid of the stick straight away, but to put his hand on the wall like this. And then all he was going to do is walk slowly using the wall for a bit of support. And what we found was he didn't actually need the stick because he had pain in his knee or because he felt his legs were going to give way. He was just using it for balance. So just having something to gently rest a couple of fingers against was actually enough to help him build his confidence up again and to show him he could walk without the stick. Now, as he got more confident, after about 3 to 4 weeks, we progressed the exercise. So I got him to take his hands out the way, but also build some strength at the same time. So what we did for this was we introduced the farmer's carry. And what the farmer's carry looks like is this. So I gave him a couple of very light weights to hold. He was still positioned next to a wall, so if he lost his balance, he could just lean into it, but just to slowly walk along his corridor, holding the 2 weights in his hand. When he got to the end of the corridor, he would turn around and come back. Now, the goal of the farmer's carry is to keep your posture upright, because that way you strengthen all of your postural muscles. You also strengthen your back and your core, and you build some strength in your legs. But most important for him was the confidence this gave him, because not only was he walking without the stick, he was doing it holding some weights. So it built huge confidence for him, and he felt himself getting stronger as well. And then the final step we used was to literally use a step. So I got him to take one of these steps home with him. It was a little step similar to this, and he put it in his corridor like this. So it's positioned right in the way, almost like an obstacle. And then I just got him to walk and then step up and step down. So he had to navigate an obstacle while he was moving. And even though this felt really scary for him at first, it was totally safe because he had a wall next to him like this. So to begin with, he went back to holding the wall. and then stepped over the step. And then afterwards, he felt he could do it without holding on to anything whatsoever. Now, after navigating all of those challenges, he was so much more stable on his feet. And at the end of the 12 weeks, he came back to me and said, "Will, I can't believe it. For the last 3 or 4 weeks, I haven't even looked at my stick once." So it was a huge success. He did great. And I hope that you can use some of these exercises to help you do just as well too. I've got another video on the screen right now which will show you how to build even more strength in some of those key muscles to help to support you, and I'll see you again on the next video.